Hi Year 11, this video is going to go over assignment 5 and what you need to have in terms of your answers to the various parts in it. So the first one, define excretion. When you define excretion, you're defining it as the removal of cellular wastes, so specifically things like urea, water and salts. Second question, define osmoregulation. Very simply, that's the controlling of the amount of water in the blood and the body. Okay, that happens predominantly at the kidney. Question number 3, describe the structure of the urinary system, including the kidney, ureters, bladder, and urethra. So you need to label all of these things. This one here is your kidney. This one here is your ureter. This one here is your bladder. This one here is your urethra. Okay, question number 4. Describe how the blood reaches the kidney and where urine is carried to and the tubes that it travels to. So, blood reaches the kidney via the renal artery. When it enters the kidney, it enters a network of tubes called a glomerulus. That's some capillaries. In that, those capillaries blind into something called a Bowman's capsule, at which point it will the constituents of the blood will be filtered. Okay, so what that will end up doing is beginning to form a urine. Now, there's a lot more detail to come there, but your big idea is that urine travels through the ureter to the bladder and then out through the ureter. So when it says describe, you'll notice I've not really explained what happens in the glomerulus and the Bowman's capsule and the nephron, but what I have done is describe the tubes that the blood travels through, the formation of the urine moving into the ureter, the arrival in the bladder, and then out through the urethra. Question number 5. Explain how the body knows when to urinate. There are stretch receptors in the muscular lining of the bladder. Those stretch receptors send a nerve impulse to the brain that triggers basically the desire to urinate as a thought, and that results in a sending of the relaxation of a valve, a sphincter here, that causes the release of urine. So stretch receptors in the kidney, stretch receptors in the bladder trigger the brain to basically know that it needs to go to the loo. Okay, that's your 5 questions. There you are.